Hello and welcome to today's episode of Ask the Guitar Coach. Here is the question that we're going to answer in this episode. Should I have low action or high action on my guitar? What are the disadvantages and the advantages of each choice? This is actually a really good question. Let's start with having high action. High action on the guitar gives you a better sound. The strings have more room to vibrate, the sound is fuller, it has more sustain, and even the quality of the sound is better. On the other hand, having a high action makes the guitar harder to play, up to the point that it can be really too hard and too difficult to play. And if it becomes too difficult to play, it's definitely going to limit the range of techniques you're going to use with this specific guitar. Now, using low action on your guitar makes the guitar easier to play. It does, however, thin the sound a little bit. But on the other hand, the guitar, apart from being easier, it will be much less tiring. So, as you can see, it's a trade-off between having high action and low action and what you should do when you're setting up your guitar and you have to make a choice. So here's what I do. On your practice guitar, use low action. There are many reasons for that, but most important is that you need a guitar that is not going to be too difficult to play, so that when you're practicing for hours, there is much less chance of hurting yourself and getting injured. To make sure that you don't get injured, you have to be using an easy enough to play guitar, and parts of this easy enough to play, part of this equation is a low action. There are other things to the equation, like a good materials and good playability, but definitely a low action helps a lot. Now, if you have a performance guitar, and this is the guitar you're wondering about if you should have high or low action, it really depends here. You have to strike a balance where the instrument is playable, fairly easy or manageable to play, with the actual sound that's produced by it, that, as I said earlier, the higher the sound, the higher the action, the better the sound. So here's what I do. On my practice guitars, I keep a fairly low action, not extremely low, like paper thin, but quite low. On my performing, or mostly my recording guitars, I have a kind of a high action, so that I get the best sound out of this guitar. 80% of my practicing, as I have mentioned in another video, is done with the easier guitar, with the practice guitar, and 20%, maybe even a little bit less, maybe 10% of my playing is done with the performance guitar. This way, I'm kind of tuned to both instruments, but I don't play with the difficult guitar too much so that I run the risk of hurting myself. So I hope this helps and answers the question. Please keep those questions coming. I'll be happy to answer anything you send me. And I'll see you on the next episode of Ask the Guitar Coach.